To end the incessant fuel crisis, Ahio alike writes that the NNPC should rejig the direct sale direct purchase contracts, previously referred to as offshore crude oil processing agreements and crude for products exchange arrangements, to include big local and international players with credible footprints in the downstream sector and capacity to supply the country with petrol. Since the federal government partially liberalized the downstream sector by increasing the pump price of petrol from N86.50 to N145 per liter on May 11, 2016, there has been stability in fuel supply. However, the serenity in fuel supply was interrupted recently, shortly after the Independent Petroleum Markers Association of Nigeria threatened to shut down over 900 filling stations in Lagos and Ogun states by December 11, if the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation continued to undersupply petrol to its members. Allegation: IPMAN had accused NNPC of supplying petrol to private depot owners and undersupplying the corporation's Ahigbo depot, which serves more than 900 filling stations in Lagos. Though the spokesman of NNPC, Mr. Ndo Ugamedu, insisted that the Ahigbo satellite depot was fully stocked and carrying out regular loading services, contrary to the claims by the marketers, IPMAN had argued that depot owners were given priority by the corporation. Chairman of Lagos State Chapter of IPMAN, Mr. Alanamu Balagan, Vice Chairman, Pastor Gbanga Ilapiju, and Secretary, Prince Kunal Oyenuga, alleged in a statement that the NNPC was undersupplying its members and also frustrating them by reneging on the bulk purchase agreement it signed with its members to supply the product to them at ex-depot price of N133.28k per liter. IPMAN argued that with undersupply from the NNPC, its members sourced products from the Depot and Petroleum Marketers Association, which allegedly buys at N117 per liter from the NNPC and resells to IPMAN members at N141 per liter. The marketers said at that price it would be unrealistic for them to continue to sell to the end users at the regulated price of N145 and break even in business. We have held many meetings with both the NNPC and DAPMAN, questioning why the NNPC supplies fuel to DAPMAN at N117 per liter and DAPMAN will turn around to sell the same fuel to IPMAN members at N141 and the NNPC wants marketers to sell to the public at N145 per liter, IPMAN said. The association added, the NNPC made it as a condition that we must renew our agreement with it or we will not get fuel supply. This agreement has been renewed. Yet, the NNPC has refused to supply us with fuel. The same agreement the NNPC signed with us is what it signed with DAPMAN. While DAPMAN gets supplies, IPMAN members are being denied fuel supply, which means the NNPC officials are into a game. The federal government should step into this matter between now and December 11 to avoid fuel crisis. But the NNPC spokesman insisted that the Ahigbo satellite depot had consistently dispensed petrol at the approved price of N133.28 per liter, contrary to allegations that it was sold at a higher price. Veracity of IPMAN's claim.